Hello and welcome to another episode of Integration by Parts. Today we're going to be doing some more mechanism stuff. So to get started, we first need to make some HDPE, which is basically just some ethylene in the PRC with oxygen and substrate. So we need to get some ethylene, and the way to get ethylene is through the PRC with the water and hydrogen. So we need this pressurized reaction chamber. I don't have enough redstonium, it seems. We also need an enrichment chamber, which we need optimized circuit assemblies for that. And we need optimized, which we can make, definitely. And it also needs nothing. Oh no, lead. Okay, lead we already have in here, I think. I would assume so. That's interesting. That's the input part, right? Yeah. So now we should be able to make the circuits we need. Ouch. So sometimes these mixers actually get stuck. I don't know why that happens. Like this. I have to place a trash can down here. Void some of the stuff and then it works just fine. I don't know why that happens. Okay, so let's check in on how the crafts are doing. That is pretty close to being done. We need some more of this stuff. So we need optimized for this? No, we need simple. Simple, we have tons of them. And what's taking so long again? Crafter is locked. You are kinda bugged. I think sometimes it doesn't output the redstone signal or something. Does it pass too quickly through it? No machine found. What does this mean? How are these made again? In the metallurgic infuser. What? What do you mean, bro? Ah, I know. Probably put them in the wrong crafter, didn't I? Yeah. And the upgraded versions should be... where? That's how you make the ultimate one? No, you can make them this way. What about the upgraded versions? Yeah, those are crafted, but this is not. That's yeah, that's what it's wrong. So I'm gonna need to cancel the craft, right? Or no? Yeah, I don't need to. So I should be able to make this right now. Enrichment chamber and PRC. I don't know how many machines I have already for this stuff. Should have an electrolytic separator that we need. And another PRC. I don't know if I need to actually, now that I think about it. But it's whatever, really. Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we're going to use all of them. So, whatever. Okay, so let's do there. We need some cable. Some more cable, probably. And some flax networks later down the line. Not actually that late, but you know. In a bit. Could actually do more transmitters and receivers again instead of running the cable through, but I think this is simpler. I mean, it's definitely simpler and cheaper. Okay, so to get the ethylene, no, it's ethylene. Yeah, we need the ethylene, we need the hydrogen and water. Yeah, and we need the sink. We also need the crusher, yeah. We also need to make a crusher, which is relatively easy of a task. Okay, so we do need an electrolytic separator. We need to separate the... Okay, so that's gonna output the what? The hydrogen, the oxygen, the hydrogen. So hydrogen, I think, is on the left side, right? I think. Okay, so the sink can go in front of it, I think. And can you be auto insert? No. So you need to have a pipe running into you, which I should be able to. I should have actually some pipes. And where is my crescent hammer, also known as a wrench? And yeah, that's not the pipes, so that doesn't work. I need the configurator from mechanism. And this starts producing hydrogen and oxygen. We need the PRC. I guess I'm gonna face it this way. It gets the hydrogen, and you also need water, which you need another pipe for. Fills up with water, and you also need biofuel, I think it's called, which needs a crusher that I have made. No. Crusher. And that's gonna go like, you can accept from above stuff, right? Pretty sure. And output, auto eject. So let's say I put in you some weight or something. And all of you need power, yes? Yeah. No, I don't have enough power. Okay, so flux networks. We need a plug and a point. Do I have none of these things? Flux dust. Oh, I kind of forgot about that. We need some redstone. And to go down to bedrock with some obsidian. I'd forgotten about this part of flux networks, to be honest. How was this? Like this, yeah. Get the flux dust. And we need some... We need the eyes of Ender, which are pretty easy to make. Pretty easy. And we also need some refined obsidian, which is also pretty easy to make. I would say if I had diamonds, which I don't have, but I have diamond essence. So that's fine. What I meant to say is that refined obsidian is also really easy to make. Only took me one try. One failed try, I should say, rather. Yeah, and you have this problem, right? Yeah. I mean, that kinda sucks. Can't spell. Really hate how sided these machines are. But you know. Do you smelt you or do you osmium compressor you? Yeah. With osmium, of course. That would be. That's pretty quick with the acceleration one. So we need the flux networks, which hopefully will be able to be made at this point. We do have crystals of life, of course. They are right here. And this bottler runs with empty bottles, so that's another problem to fix. So it keeps exporting empty bottles. Well, that's a bit of an issue, one would say. What? This is the plug. Yeah, these are the points. And they have been made quite expensive in this pack. Normally they are quite cheap. So we need to create a network. That's gonna be, for now, I'm gonna just have one network. That's gonna be home, I guess, or like power. Let's name it power and put it the green color. Also public, I don't care, it's a single player world anyway. Disable limit and surge mode. So also need some cables from mechanism because they are cheap basically. So you only need to output from the right, so you don't really need anything. And you can dump excess oxygen, for now at least. And I can do U. And you have power now. Yeah, that's working perfectly actually. That's how it's meant to work. And you should be getting some, what is it? Substrate and some ethylene, which you use in another PRC, right? Yeah, with water, right? No? How do you get the... No, you condensate the ethylene to make the liquid ethylene. And then you PRC with oxygen, which I guess we're going to need, but still dump excess is good in both. So I guess I need another... Let's take all these two pipes. Let's take the condensator. No, I need to make a rotary condensator. And I'm missing nickel. What a time to be missing nickel. What was the way to make more nickel? With the antimatter? Antimatter. I mean, I have so much, I might as well use it, right? So to make nickel, I know I have some, but you know, I kinda want more. You need 1 nickel, a crystallized oil, stone, antimatter, and brown dye. Is this really worth it? How much nickel do I have? I guess I might use the 6. Even though we're really cutting it close. I mean, what else can I do? Go mine? No. What am I? Some dumb player? Mining? Okay, can you make the thing that I wanted you to make? The condensator. Rotary. Yeah. I also need an Inferno TNT. The Inferno explosive. Pyrotheum. I don't have any pyrotheum. Niter. You need to be dust. Pulverizer you? We need some pyrotheum. you need to be smelted. And I also need the TNT, so I'm gonna go borrow that from here. Should be able to be filled up with this thing. So I need stainless steel, which is just some steel. We need a couple of these. We also need some chromium. And you're good. I needed the condensator. Condensator. Whatever it's called. And I don't think this should be that expensive, you know. I think it's a bit too expensive for what it does. Ethylene into liquid ethylene. And some cable nonsense. To be powered. Also need the PRC. With the substrate thing, right? Kinda run out of sides, but you know, there is always the bottom. There is always the bottom. Life advice, I guess. And you need to not be connected, really. Thankfully, you don't even import by default. Liquid ethylene. Why did you stop actually doing this? You're not full of substrate. Yeah, you don't have any wheat. Okay, that's... I can fix that. So you need water, right? So you need the backside to be input for water. Unless you can't input from the backside, in which case that would be kind of bad. Oh, don't make me do this game. I hate when that happens, bro. Like, I can clearly select the backside to be input for water, right? So why don't you input the water? I just don't understand. Like, input, okay? Do I have to set you up for fluids? You're already set up for fluids. You are all input for fluids. Is it the other way around, maybe? Oh, I'm just dumb. You don't need water, you need oxygen, yeah. Maybe, before insulting the game, you actually take a look at what it needs. I don't know, just throwing that out. That's really embarrassing. Goddamn. Thankfully we have the pipes that carry the gas. We should be able to... Yeah. I think, yeah, you also need the substrate. So you need the item pipes to carry that. You need to disconnect, you need to extract, and you need to insert. Please tell me you extract from the bottom. Yeah, you do. Thankfully. You make HDPE. That's great. Great news. Okay, so what was it I needed to do? So why aren't you working again? Yeah, you need the stuff. Okay, that's pretty much good. You need an exporter to export some sort of organic material. like wheat or carrots. Do I have anything auto-crafted? I think I have like melons auto-crafted, right? So I'm pretty sure you can use melons. Yeah, for biofuel. Can you use slices? You can use slices too, which is more efficient. Yeah, I guess that's slices. Exporter should be ready to export. And you are on the wrong place. You picked the wrong place, fool. Get it? That's a reference to San Andreas. And that's pretty slow. I don't think I have any speed upgrades. So you're gonna have to be like that. Oh, I do have some. I don't think you need an energy upgrade for these two speed upgrades. You should be able to keep up. And you need a crafting card also. Believe it or not. So with these pellets, you can enrichment chamber into the sheets, which is what I'm gonna do. Ethylene. Yeah, I might just let this run and go enrichment chamber these. I don't think we need the base pellets for anything, really. So we might do all of them. And there is even more being crafted, so I'm not worrying too much about that. We can barely not make this, we just need to request a couple of things to be able to make this. Make this. Make this, yeah. And burn all my nickel, which I don't really have a lot of. And by the way, this thing is done making our 200 rosin. So I need to count 200. That's 180 plus 20. 200. Rosin. What did we need this to do? Said all fuel cells. Fuel cells. So I think I have an encapsulator. That's an encapsulator, right? Yeah. I'm gonna borrow this one to complete the remix. Also, I'm gonna make a flux plug, I guess. You're gonna pull from behind. Right? No, that's above. Right? I'm pretty sure that's supposed to do this. Cell. Encapsulated, right? Seed oil. And fucking building. Screwing with me. You need to export from behind. Yeah. So I'm also do some drawers. You can be back the stairs. So I'm gonna do 2 drawers. I said 2 drawers, yeah. And one drawer is gonna be the input, and the other one is gonna be the output of this. And eventually that's gonna be all filled oil cells. And you also need power, which you need a flux plug, no, a flux point for. Which I can reuse, of course, later. It's not really wasted here. Damn, these are expensive. But you know, that's gonna be eventually done. We can throw the resin in here. These things here. That's gonna be made into the cells that we need for the remix. So, what we wanted is this solar neutron activator, which is used to do some fission fuel, some polonium stuff. Turns nuclear waste into polonium, which we need to make the pellets to progress further into mechanism and further through the pack to get into some draconic evolution later on. That's interesting. Could also upgrade this energy cell to be charging the wand faster. It's probably something I'm not do. And why you stopped working? Yeah, because I didn't put the crafting card in you. You don't know how to craft melons. And that's the solar neutron activator. Kinda looks like a solar panel, but it's not. So, let's see. It gives us the steel seeds, which I desperately needed. Because I don't really want to make steel. It's a kind of a hassle. And I need to add you to the whitelist, rather. Kind of. If I can actually reach you. How many steel ingots does it make? 8 for 4, that's pretty decent, I'd say. And 16 heavy engineering blocks, that's pretty cool. Can get rid of that. So, I'm gonna need some of these things. Copper. So we need the empowered copper ingots. Need empowered oil, infused coalium, and copper ingots, which is not that difficult to make. And you need the infuser. Okay, so because I don't want this episode to be as long as the previous one, I'm gonna wrap it up somewhere around here. Okay, so this has been the episode for today. If you guys liked it, please drop a like and subscribe. I know it's been kinda short, but the previous episode turned out quite long, and I don't want this to be as long, so you can actually watch the entirety of it, so you don't miss anything. So I'll see you next time.